Day 54. Welcome back. Honored to be here. Honored to be doing this challenge still. 100 days of videos are exciting. And today I feel an immense sense of gratitude for coaching. I feel an immense sense of gratitude for being able to hold space for another person and watch them grow by virtue of questions that I ask them or insights. And I feel really blessed to be in that position because for a long time I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life. It's even funny looking back on it. But it's so clear in this moment that I am supposed to be helping people with their problems and helping people grow through their problems. And man, oh man, what a blessing that is. I had 2 different calls today with clients and their sessions. And it was so heartwarming to get to the roots of some problems that they both faced so that they could be aware of it and that they could take new actions from it. I mean, the benefits of a coach are endless, but 2 things come to mind for why it really makes sense for people. One is you've got blind spots out there. The other is that you get accountability for your life in a different way. I mean, how often do you repeat the same mistake over and over and over again? Because no one's watching it. Because you've convinced yourself in that moment that nobody cares. You've convinced yourself that it doesn't matter. Otherwise, you would do it. I often think about how different some of my gym sessions would be if only David Goggins was watching. And it's a good way to frame an activity. If the best person who has spent the most time in their field was watching me do this activity, what would they say about it? And how would my behavior change just by virtue of them being in the room? It's an interesting insight. And I think what happens when you receive coaching, this is what happens. You become more, your behavior straightens out because you know you're being watched. For example, the client that I just spoke to last, he noticed when he has his best days, he has a clear intention. He's got a to-do list the night before, and he's doing the most important thing first. Now, everyone knows that if you have a clear intention, if you write your to-do list the night before, and if you do the most important thing first, your life's going to be better. But how many people are getting watched doing those things? Very few. Much less. And so, although I can't be there in person with him in every moment of his day, I can have him report to me and say, okay, what are you doing every day? Are you making sure that you're having a to-do list the night before? Are you making sure that you are setting an intention and you're doing the most important thing? And if you're forced to report that to somebody, you will grow. I'm convinced of that. There was also an interesting conversation around around time. How do you know you're doing the right thing with your time? We had this great moment where I explained that by one vantage point, you are always doing something wrong with your time. Always. Somebody, somewhere, can always make the argument that you're doing something wrong. It's like 10 years ago. Why are you not spending every extra dollar you have, and why are you not putting that in Bitcoin? By virtue of the fact that you weren't doing that, you were doing something wrong. That's one framing of the world. Or you could sit back and say, okay, well, whatever I was doing 10 years ago was optimal, and I learned from the things that I was doing 10 years ago that I was not seeing certain things, but the thing that I was doing in that moment was correct. Why? Because I did it. If you can have that level of acceptance for yourself, you gain a whole new level of mastery of life. Because you're no longer hampered by the things that you did wrong and holding yourself hostage over situations from the past. Which, go back and watch these videos. I've done that. I'm not saying I'm immune to that, but I'm saying that when you have a coach, you are less likely to dwell on those things. Why? Because the coach is holding you accountable to your next evolution as a human being. And so I just want to say I have so much gratitude for finding this profession, because it brings me so much joy. It helps other people, and it uses the things that I'm good at to make other people's lives better. And I love that. I love that so much, and I want that for every person. I want every person to be able to find the thing that they love, that is challenging for them, but that when they're done with, they feel better. I mean, I would say probably 20 or 30% of the time before I have a coaching session, there's this feeling of resistance where I'm like, oh, okay, I don't know, is this going to be helpful? I don't know if I can help this person. But every time when I'm done with it, every time, I feel, wow, I'm so happy I did that. It's a workout. It's a workout for my mind. It's a workout to help people. It's a workout to expand someone's reality in that moment. And I have so much love for the whole process and watching someone's evolution and asking them questions and challenging them. Yeah. And how much the coaching process as a whole is also helping me grow and helping me expand and giving me different perspectives, and is allowing me to have empathy for different ways of viewing the world. And really getting in touch with the different struggles that people may have. That's real. And then being able to hold space for those struggles. I'm so grateful for that. You know, I just looked down upon coaching for so long. I bought into the notion that I was too young, too inexperienced, that it wasn't a real way to make money, that it wasn't it wouldn't be, my reputation would diminish in some way. These were my fears. And it's interesting that the more and more I attack those fears, by virtue of having more space, opening my mind, being open to what was being told or asked of me. I mean, the reason why I decided to become a coach was because, within a month, 3 or 4 different friends come up to me and start telling me situations that have happened to them in their life that were things that I never dealt with, but that they felt like I could help them with. And that was very humbling, and I really appreciated that. And they were deep situations in life. And I sat back and was like, oh, they got value from that. They appreciated that. Something shifted from the questions and the perspectives. And I really enjoyed that as well. I should probably do that more. Maybe I should get paid to do that and pay to do it. And that's how I decided to become a coach and help people. And what is freedom coaching, right? What is that? Well, it's a version of life coaching, but it basically says that the more freedom you have in your life, the more options you have, and the more situations can flow in. And so often we are blocking things from coming in because we are scared. And so often, if we look at the places that we are upset, if we look at the places we are angry, if we look at the places that we get triggered by, those are the places that we can become most free in. And when you look at each situation and each person, so different based on what they say, how they say it, what happens, what I notice from the macro perspective of how they're framing the world. And seeing that puzzle, seeing that puzzle play is so fascinating to me. And it's so rewarding. And I don't seem to get sick of it. So, yeah. That's what's going on over here. Just a lot of gratitude for coaching. A lot of gratitude for all the clients I have, and a lot of appreciation for how I'm growing. Very grateful to do 75 Hard as well, which is keeping me focused. I'm very excited for the next few weeks. You guys are going to see some fun stuff. I love you. I hope you have a great rest of your day or night. And I will see you in the next video. Peace.